Thank you for watching our video. This show is sponsored by DreamStream. DreamStream is a unique platform where creators can monetize their video content. All creators rely on support from people like you. Join us on the DreamStream platform to support your favorite creator and view the episode without any adverts. Follow the link in the description for a how-to guide. DreamStream, a place where you can create yourself.
Hello and welcome to the Good Vibes Only show here on DreamStream. I'm Kathleen Kgoroeadira. Thank you so much for joining me for another edition of an awesome show. Today I'm joined by Tibatso King Place Manyama, who is here to just tell us a bit about his story and the brand that he's been able to successfully establish. Tibatso, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for inviting me.
How are you?
I'm all about good vibes.
Yes.
So that's yeah.
It's only fitting that you're here today.
I'm in good spirits.
You know what? When you came in, I wanted to ask you. I asked you actually that did you go to your facial?
Yeah.
And you were like, no, you had to cancel. But I'm also just looking at your skin, flawless, sir.
Oh,
Very
flawless.
flawless.
But I like it.
So tell us a bit about yourself. And I often ask people this question to tell us about, their upbringing and where they're from,
Yeah.
their childhood, just so we can get some insight on the person that we see here today.
Absolutely. So Tibatso Manyama is my official name, as you said. Was born and bred in Bulawayo, in Mtabane, in a little village in Zanin.
Okay.
Brought up by a single mom, one of same as most of our black families. There's 100 of us in the household. We all sharing beds. But you know what? Some people talk about it like it's a bad thing. I really loved it.
Yeah,
and that's how I got close. Like when I call my cousins are my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
They're not cousins. That's how close we were. So did all that. Came to Joburg in 2000.
Okay.
And how that happened is that there was a soccer team back at home. And we had a soccer tour. We came to Joburg, played against Vets Juniors. They liked what they saw, and they're like, "Hey, you wanna come play for us next year?" And then I packed my bags. I've always been that guy. I'm a go-getter. So I wanted to play football. Packed my bags. I'm like, I'm out.
I like that. So you don't overthink things. If an opportunity arises, you just take it by the horns and.
We're gonna get back to the statement in the future, like after a while.
Yeah.
Opportunities will always present themselves.
Yeah.
Just make sure they find you ready.
Yeah.
So if an opportunity comes, I make sure the opportunity finds me ready.
I like
It's always hard though. People always say, "Yeah, it's you're sitting at a nice place, so it's easy for you to say that." And I'll tell you what, it's so true, because the difference is that when you're down and out, you don't see the opportunity. So you can't say they're not there.
Yeah.
You just don't see it. You're going through so much in your head. Yeah, but I digress. Let's go back to I came to Joburg in 2000, and then matric Highlands North Boys High School, head boy 2004. Graduated or matriculated, had a soccer scholarship to America, went to America for 4 years, played football, studied, graduated, came back home and say, hey, let's grow our country.
Yes.
Yes.
So you stated that I do a lot of research on the people that I usually, have on my show. And you openly stated that when you graduated and you came back to South Africa, you had that thing where you said to yourself, I have to succeed. You had that determination where you said, you know what, I really have to push and make sure that I succeed. What was that thing that made you want to succeed so badly?
I love that question. That's brilliant. And you put it so nicely, because I've got like the perfect answer.
Yeah.
Why I wanted to succeed so badly was not, I knew that I'll succeed. Call it arrogance, call it confidence, whatever you want to call it. I knew that I can tell you now, if I want to go be a pilot, I'll be the greatest pilot you've ever seen.
Yeah.
I knew that if it's just me that I have to worry about, I'll be just fine. But I wanted to succeed so I can go back, put my hand out and pick somebody else up. That's the biggest reason I had to succeed, so I can help everybody else who's looking up to me.
Yeah.
And then they can help other people. And that's the only way we're gonna get going. I think that's one of our problems as a race.
Yes.
Like if you go to a Jewish area,
yeah,
the butcher, the laundry store,
you
know what I'm saying? All of them are there, and they're all eating. There's enough for everybody on the table.
Exactly.
So I knew that I was gonna succeed, but I knew that I have to succeed even more to get everybody else to come eat with me. That's why I had to come back.
And you're so passionate about empowering, you know, young people to also just strive for success and make sure that they work hard at it. Why is there a constant need to make sure that, you know, we encourage the youth of today and just make sure that they're on the right path?
We're just living in an era where everything is negative. There's no jobs, there's no this, there's no, you can go to school, but if you don't know anybody, you're not gonna get a job. I'm always saying, I'm preaching, if you work hard and do the right things, it's only a matter of time before success finds you. There is just no way you can cheat. You can there's a selected few. I always say there's a selected few where they, you know, their parents were rich or whatever you want to say. 100%, good for them, happy for them. But the majority where you have to work hard, I'm telling you now, it's only a matter of time until true success finds you. You know the saying, fake it till you make it?
Yes.
Sometimes you have to fake it till you make it.
Sure.
That it will find you. You know what I'm saying? I had to fake it till I make it.
Yeah.
I had to, 2 years ago when I started, and everybody's like, who are you? I had to fake it and say, well, we've sold so much clothes. Well, we're selling, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh, maybe there's something around. And now when I say it, it's really true. So that's saying, I always say, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it. And it's only a matter of time till true success finds you.
Is it not crazy that people only jump onto something when there is a huge hype around it?
Yes.
Because now you're saying that you had to lie to say to people who already know, this is what I have. And a lot of people are jumping onto it.
Yeah, 100%. It's actually sad, but I'm also a consumer. So, and I know as well that sometimes you have FOMO. So I'm like, okay, well, how would I buy something if it's new?
Yeah.
And I use that. I mean, I interview myself. You can say, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Fast forward your journey, King's Place. You started a clothing line. What was your thought process behind that?
Well, I was broke. It was COVID. I'm kidding. No, so I do have a proper job. Oh, this is a proper job, but I do have a 9 to 5.
Yes.
Which takes care of me, which I'm happy with. And that comes to your question you asked earlier about why do you do this for the youth or whatever. It's because it's bigger than me, this thing. It's more than just me. So I'm sitting at home, it's COVID, and I'm thinking, what now? What next? What's everybody going through? What's the country going through? And because I had this, so let me tell you also why I named it King Face, which is my nickname. After matric, no, not even after matric, I think from grade 10, you know, you start growing up. I'm 16 years old. I start growing up. I start saying, geez, 2 years. After 2 years, I'm the man now in high school. But after 2 years, what now?
What happens?
So I started focusing. I started building myself as a brand. So what do I mean by that? I started making sure that I do the right things. I get the right grades. I'm employable. Because after matric, it's kind of like, whoa, where next? So I started doing that. So grade 11, grade 12, by the time I left matric, everybody knew about me.
Yes.
The people actually followed my story to see, okay, where is he going now? After what? Because I built myself as a brand. You know, stayed out of trouble, and it's funny. I mean, one of the things I did, and I'm not saying you must do it. I'm just saying I had to compromise.
Okay.
For example, I didn't go to my matric dance. I took that money. I paid these agents who got American coaches to come watch me play. And then they chose me and said, we'll give you a full scholarship. So I didn't go to my matric dance, but that investment I made, it's coming back 100 times more. Do I wish I went to a matric dance? Hell yeah, I do. But do I like where I am right now? Even better.
So sacrifices at times is important.
You need to sacrifice.
Yeah.
You need to sacrifice, especially if you are coming from where nobody. I always use an example of Uncle Phil from the Fresh Prince. If you don't have an Uncle Phil who's already there, who's going to help you out a lot, you're going to have to sacrifice. Because I guess I'm going to start by being the Uncle Phil of the family.
Yes.
Where I can help the others. But even with that, although I'll help family or whatever, they need to understand what it takes to get there. I didn't have sleepless nights just so they can come walk through life easily, no challenges.
Yeah.
No ways.
And then what? I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to start my sneaker brand.
Oh, yes.
KV1. Take a walk in my shoes.
Take a walk in my shoes.
Tell us a bit about that.
So, I'm a sneakerhead.
Yeah.
I love sneakers. I do. And take a walk in my shoes got a double meaning. Take a walk because my life has not been easy. Just like anybody's life, really.
Yes.
I always say, don't think I yet say, hey, I've got the hardest. No, I didn't. But there's been challenges. There's been good stories. There's been bad stories. I mean, I had to work at a gas station in America. I had to work at 2. I'd wake up at 3 a.m., or open one up at about 4:30.
Yeah.
Knock off at 1 p.m., go take the second shift on the second one, which was like at 2:30 to 3, about 3 p.m.
Yeah.
And close that one at like 1 a.m. again.
Sure.
In between all of that, I'm studying while there's no clients. I'm like, okay, I need to study. I've got an exam tomorrow, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So there's been those stories, but then there's also been very nice stories but
Need a photo studio? The Dreamstream Photo Studio includes a 2.7-meter PVC backdrop in black and white and is available for only 115 rands per hour. You can also rent a Canon R6 and lights. All rentals are for studio use only. Terms and conditions apply. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za.
Thank you, Ben, for coming out tonight. My name is Simon Augustine. Let's go.
For you to understand my life, the first step you need to do is to take a walk in my shoes.
Yes. Nice.
And you can also take a walk in my shoes.
And they also, I love how simple there is, some subtle elements to it, but it also speaks volumes.
Yeah.
There's attention to detail to a lot of things.
100%.
Sure.
Sometimes I just feel like silence says more than words.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to put it all over for you guys. And sometimes you have to do this, like, wow, it says king, then there's a crown on it.
First thing I
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Then it's just like, wow, this is part of royalty type of thing. So I wanted something that's smooth, that's just, I mean, I'm wearing it with my tracksuits. I mean, I'm wearing this with my tracksuits, but you can also wear this with your suit.
Yeah.
You can wear this with a dress.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. I just wanted you to, the biggest thing is that when you put these shoes on, you must feel like, you know what, I can do anything. I can rise. I won't make no excuses. I will lead with courage. And that's the biggest thing for me. Just, you need to say, when Spider-Man or Superman, they take off their clothes. So instead of taking off the clothes and you feel the power, you just have to be like, come here.
Yes.
I'm ready. Yeah.
Now, I love the fact that you just read it out now, that you incorporated some affirming quotes to your packaging.
Yeah.
Why did you incorporate that into this? I love it, by the way.
Because I didn't want what I've seen myself do, where I buy a pair of sneakers and I throw the box away. I don't even care what's on the box. I just throw it in the box.
Yes.
I just felt like I want you, when you're having a bad day or a bad morning, even if you're not gonna wear these sneakers, you look at this box and you must know there's somebody out there who's walked this road and who knows what it's like to wake up in the morning and not feel like doing whatever I need to do.
Yes.
But I wake up and I say, you know what? I cannot be making excuses. I've got a life to live. We're so fortunate to have this life. With everything that's been going on right now, I'm just so happy every day to wake up that I cannot waste another second or minute with people being angry at me, people still have grudges with me. I can't. I need to make a difference in somebody's life instead of me trying to figure out why you're still angry with me. I need people to understand that it's good to wake up and have hope. But after hope is the first step. What's after hope?
Yeah.
You need a strategy. I hope I do this. I hope I do that. And then how are you going to get there? What, you're going to live on a prayer? If God is going to help you, I promise you, he wants you to get up and go do something.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I put so much present themselves, make sure they find you ready.
How fitting we spoke about.
Remember I said we'll get back to this. I didn't even see this. That's why I said to you, we'll get back to what you just said. And yeah, that's why I made sure I go all out with this box.
Now, who's your particular target market for this particular brand? What's your brand guide?
Good. I love it. I love that question. Yes, you're on today. You're on fire here. What's going on? How much did they pay you? Yeah. So, people always ask me, because I also want to write books.
Yeah.
So people always ask me, who's your target market? And my target market is everybody. But what do I mean by everybody? My target market is the single parent who's raising a kid and doesn't know what she's going to do or what he's going to do. Because even single dads are there.
Yes.
What they're going to do the next day, how they're going to feed the child. My target market is that kid sitting at home, looking at the ceiling and says, I cannot do this. What's next? Where am I going from here?
Yeah.
My target market is the kid who's been bullied and thinks nothing of themselves. My target market is that successful kid who's fought his way into the corporate ladder and is now up there and says, I feel like royalty. So that's why I say my target market is everybody. The guy who feels like royalty, we're just going to keep that royalty thing for you with a pair of KV1s, and the one who says, I want to climb up this ladder. And the parent who says, and the grandmother who couldn't sleep at night and she had to feed, like my grandmother, man, I miss her so much because, sure, I wish she was still alive when this is happening. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, my grandmother would make sure, like, I don't eat, it's so funny, so I don't eat mroch.
Yeah.
So I've never, I don't
Why? It is so good.
Oh, the green stuff.
Yes.
But now at least I eat spinach, cream spinach, and whatever. So I'm getting there. But back at home in the village, there's all types of morocho.
Yes.
So I didn't eat that growing up. And growing up in a family where we didn't have money, we didn't have spare money. My grandmother made sure that she'll either get me eggs, I'll eat pap and eggs or pap and acha, just so I don't eat that morocho, which is free, that she had in the garden.
Yes.
It was so easy for her to feed. But with me, she'll make sure she'll get that 10 rand to go buy something that I can eat. So it's for everybody. It's for everybody. It's for anybody and everybody who thinks this is it. I cannot do this anymore. I'm saying, yes, you can.
Before the camera started rolling, we had a brief conversation around the reception that you've been receiving, and you said it's going pretty well. How does it feel to see people receiving something that you've had a dream of being able to fulfill, and it's happening?
It's happening,
you know?
eh? I mean, like I said to you off air, I said, I need to see a shrink because it can get overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to see a shrink because I'm sick. No, there's nothing. Before it gets to it, because I want to see somebody once every 2-3 weeks. But it's amazing, man. It's amazing I'm meeting some of my heroes, some of my idols. Some of my idols text me and say, well done, keep going. It's just like, dude, when waking up when times were tough, it was your story that got me going.
Yes.
And now you texting me to say, my story is getting you going.
Yeah.
Kind of just like, is this
what's happening?
What's going on here? Yeah, it's unbelievable. But it also, you can get caught up in the fleshy lights.
Yes.
So that's why I always say I need to go back,
reset.
There needs to be a balance. I need to reset and say, what is the reason I'm doing this? I'm not doing this for the fleshy lights. I'm not doing this for the cameras. I'm not, it's so funny, I'm going to talk about the cameras. I'm doing this because there's a bigger reason. It's bigger than me.
There's a purpose.
A friend of mine said to me, I need to yesterday, he sent me this voice note and I thought he was attacking me and I was actually angry until he sent the second one to tell me what he's talking about.
Yeah.
He tells me that you need to separate the humble guy and King Flace. And he went on and I didn't even respond. I was like, what are you talking about? He says, then he explained it to me and I understood. He says, Debato, the humble guy helps everybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't want anybody to know about it. Which is, that's just how I am. I'm not doing it for the cameras.
Yes.
I'm doing it because all my life I've been helped.
Yeah.
It's only fair that if I'm in a position where I can help, let me do it. But he says, but King Flace, the brand, people need to know that for every pair of shoes that they buy, it's not just coming to your pocket.
Yes.
It's going to help another kid, which I do a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what he meant, that that's what we do. I'm not, like I said, I've got a job at 9 to 5 that does well for me. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to be the wealthiest man. No.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I want to create jobs.
Yeah.
Doing this because I want to give hope to those who have lost hope.
There's a purpose
behind this. They used to laugh at me growing up, because I've always had this thing in my head that I'm the chosen one.
Yeah.
I still have it in my head that I'm the chosen one, that I've been chosen to lead my people. And slowly but surely they're starting to believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is something that you would tell someone that someone out there that's watching right now that would like to ultimately have a clothing line or a sneaker brand? What are some of the things that they need to look into in order to start?
I'm going to tell you the negatives first.
Okay.
You need to be ready for rejection and people saying no. When I started this, one of my old classmates, I remember with a high school group, whatever, and he said to me, you're also doing it. You're going to a market where everybody's doing it. Now you think you're going, yeah, they said that. And I was like, well,
on my feet, the underdog, and I won't be beat. Turn the lights up now, welcome to the show. I ain't never
Are you a musician?
all I know. My eyes on the prize until I die. I'm gonna rise.
The Dream Stream Music Studio is now available on Sundays for only 295 rands per hour.
We work for a fall in line. We gon' give it all until the end of time.
It includes a 12-channel desk, a variety of mics and cables, electronic drum kit, and a laptop for recording. Terms and conditions apply and booking is essential. Contact studio at dreamstream.co.za for a site visit.
not everybody. I'm King Flace.
Yes.
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to open those doors. If they don't open them, I'm going to kick them open.
Kick those
That was
doors
before I had
open.
my sneaker. Now I can really kick them open.
Yes.
And so people like to what's the word? You know, this English sometimes it runs away. People like to project their fear onto you because they're scared. It's not that he was wishing me bad. He was just scared. He was just scared. And what they're scared of rejection.
Yeah.
So what if it fails? Well, then I'll just go to the next thing that I want to do. What if it fails? But what if it works out?
Exactly.
What if it works out? Kathy, you tell
And
me.
we
Like,
don't often ask ourselves
no.
that question.
What if? Because it's always what if
Yeah,
it
we're
fails.
often doubtful.
What if they're gonna laugh at me? What if I come out and they say the shoes are bad? What
Yes.
if they say the shoe is bad? I'm gonna go back into the drawing board and get a better shoe then. That's what's gonna happen. People are scared of rejection.
Yeah.
And with that, it's fear is a very big thing. It's very powerful.
Overtakes
It
an
overtakes.
individual.
So the thing is, instead of like how I see it, if you get that fear to be behind you and push you instead of in front of you, that's when you come in right.
And it can overtake you to a point where you then become stagnant.
100%.
You dwell in it, now you can't move forward and you can't see beyond what you're trying to
100%.
visualize.
I met this lady just 2 weeks ago. We were at a business, small business runway, and Trina actually, it's her baby.
Yes.
And this lady comes to me after I say my speech, and she says, my her clothes are different, and she says, people laugh at me because my clothes are different, and we did like I do jean and whatever. And I said, and that's how you're gonna be successful because your clothes are different. And with me, when I started, they said your clothes are expensive, and I'm like, well, you're buying me.
Yeah.
I'm expensive.
Yeah.
And there's a lot about me that you're not just buying as shirts. You're buying hope.
Yeah.
You're buying leadership. You're buying courage. You're buying everything. You're buying walking into a corporate meeting and say, I've arrived.
Yeah.
That's what you're buying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. You're buying hope, you're buying courage.
Yeah.
All affirming things that an individual needs to know.
100%. When I realize when people are scared of you, they say you're arrogant.
Yeah.
That's just Afrikaans people like to say you, what's the word? What's that Afrikaans word they like to use in the
Afrikaans.
Are we saying-
Afrikaans is just it's never been a strong.
Yeah, but there's a word they like to use when you're starting to challenge them. To say, no, I'll think of it.
Yeah.
But there's a word that and I laugh every time if somebody ever tells me that. I'm like, got you.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what
here.
I want.
That's where I am. I'm here.
Yeah.
I got you. Now you start using that word. I'm like, what no. You are shaking.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, okay, let's
And
go.
they intimidate you
I
with that.
always say, pound for pound, word for word, come take me on.
I love that.
Let's go.
Yes,
Let's go.
let's
Right. Let's start at the same time.
Uh.
Don't get a head start. And be careful. Even if you get a head start, I might just catch up. Not I might just. I will catch up and beat you. But pound for pound, word for word, this is what needs to happen. Let's go.
I love the confidence that you have within yourself, and the way that you say that you've always just known, the things that you want to be able to achieve. You've always known the person that you are, and you stand strong in that as well.
Yeah.
But you've also mentioned that there are some challenges that you faced along the way. What are those challenges, before we wrap it up? What are those challenges, and also how did you then overcome those challenges?
One of the biggest challenges that, because I know how I am, you get people in the team and expect them to be like you or even better. So I always say that I want to hire people who are as smart as me or better than me. I don't fear people being as smart as me or better than me. I just think it will be a powerful combination.
Yes.
So there's people, bosses or whatever you want to call them, who they don't want to show everything because they're scared of, well, he might take my job. No, dude. Like, if you got the processes right and you started this, there's no way they're gonna say it is. So some of the challenges is that I get people, they come in and they're not on the same page as me.
Yeah.
They've got their own motives. They've got it's hard waking up and you think you're taking 5 steps forward and then you take another 10 backwards. And because I know what my work ethic is and what I'm trying to achieve, it's a challenge trying to get other people in your team to see the vision.
Yeah.
But once you get it right, you
flourish.
You flourish. So also there's been challenges of capital.
Yeah.
Capital is a big challenge when starting your own business.
Yeah.
And I've been lucky enough, I've had savings, I've been disciplined. So I had savings. I literally spent all my savings, eh? I just stand here. You're gonna have to buy me lunch or something because I got zero.
Yeah.
But it's because I've put it in this. I've put it in this. I've put it in myself. I invested in myself and into this business because I'm saying, if anybody is gonna believe in the business, it has to be me first.
Now, the young boy, the young girl that wants to start, their own brand, but they do not have the capital to do so, what alternatives can they look into?
You're gonna have to look into partnerships. You're gonna have to look into, and it's so scary because some partners might cheat you, but you're gonna have to take it nice and easy, nice and slow.
Yeah.
Don't invest your whole life into that because there's somebody else you're working with. Look into partnerships, look into sponsorships, business plan. Have a good business plan.
Yeah.
The nice thing about, again, with me, the business plan was to me.
Yeah.
So I had to convince myself, because there's Tibatso and there's King Flace. So Tibatso, I had to borrow King Flace the business money. King Flace still has to pay me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, every time when the sales are slow, I'm like, dude, you wasting my time. I'm going to start charging crazy interest. Like, you got to pay me back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to have a business plan. But this dude, King Flace, told that guy, Tibatso, about the business plan. It was a very good business plan.
Yes.
Tibatso bought into it because Tibatso is very chilled.
Yes.
He wants, if the numbers don't make sense, Tibatso is going to tell you to get out of here. So it made sense. It looked good. There's been challenges, like I said. Sometimes the sales are not as good. Sometimes we make the clothes and we made what's not selling. But the nice thing about clothes and shoes, they don't expire. They'll, you know what I'm saying? Those are challenges. Those are, what are you going to do with that stock?
Yeah.
Stock is money.
Yeah.
And but I've been blessed that so far so good.
You mentioned, I know I said before we wrap it up, but
Yeah.
you mentioned right now, as you're explaining, that people need to go into partnerships.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people take advantage.
Yeah.
People that are in power take advantage. So how do people avoid being taken advantage of? I think it's also so important to know who you are, and also have a clear vision. But what are other ways that people need to make sure that they don't get taken advantage of?
Well, you're gonna have contracts.
Yeah.
Yeah, have contracts, and also you're gonna have to put in the same amount of effort and money into this business because I can tell you now, when people did not invest the same amount of sweat, tears, capital, they don't care.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me one day, Flace, what are you selling? What are you selling? I'm like, I'm selling a sneaker. He's like, nah, Flace, not good enough. What are you selling exactly? And then I went home and I asked the team, like, what do you mean, what am I selling?
Yeah.
And the word came. You know what the word is? What we're selling? We're not selling sneakers. We're selling workmanship.
Yes.
The dictionary says, defines workmanship as the skill into a project, the skill and the sweat and tears that you put into a project. And that's what I'm selling. I want you guys to feel the skill, what I went through, how I wanted everything to be perfect.
Yes.
I want you guys to see the workmanship we put into this. That's what we're selling. And I want you, when you put it on, to say, I'm feeling the workmanship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to also align with it. So where can people buy this if they want to get themselves a pair?
Awesome. You can get them now at www.kingflace, KINGVLEIS.com. Or you can check us out on our social media pages at Kingflace Clothing for Instagram and Facebook, at Kingflace for TikTok and Twitter. There's numbers there that you can buy them on WhatsApp.
Yeah. Oh,
we can.
nice.
Oh,
It's
no, we're trying
convenient.
to. It's very convenient.
Yeah.
It's very, very convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're out there. We're just trying to make sure that people can see our workmanship and the effort and time we put into making this. Yeah.
Dibatso, thank you so much for joining me. Final words for the youth, the kids that are trying to make it out there.
No making excuses. You cannot make excuses. Yes, I know it's tough. I know it's tough not knowing when your next meal is gonna come from. I've walked from Highlands North to Hillbrow where I stayed because I didn't have enough money for a bus fare. But I promise you, you keep working hard. It's only a matter of time until true success finds you. So my final word is no making excuses.
And that's how we close it. Thank you so much for joining me and your time.
Thank you, Kate. I appreciate it.
Truly appreciate it.
Awesome stuff.
To our viewers, I appreciate you too. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.